let's just settle now. We've wasted 5 minutes already. Into a nice, comfortable, seated posture. One of the things that Kadrila reminded everybody when Rinpoche passed, she said there was 2 things to remember. One of them was developing compassion, developing bodhicitta, and the other was impermanence. And so this has kind of really come to mind with this fellow yoga student, Bill. He was quite the personality. He was definitely, a guy from the 50s. He didn't quite have his politically correct language towards women in place, but he had a good heart. He was he had a sweet heart. And I guess he's going to be missed. So I'll bring him to mind. And as I said the other day, when he got on his bike that evening, Friday evening, Friday afternoon, whenever it was, I doubt very much he thought that he wouldn't be eating dinner that night. So we just take it for granted that we're going to get up and have breakfast and go to work and have lunch and do our day. But some of us don't actually make it to the end of the day. So it's always really worthwhile to remember that and then try to keep, in that context, to try and keep our mind straight. And by that, I mean, try and track what's going on in the mind and try not to have it sort of run off and do its own thing. So let's just settle for a moment. And, the point of settling our mind, settling our bodies, is that we want to give ourselves the best opportunity possible to be able to concentrate and focus. Over the years, it's been discovered that this is a good one, So if your feet are down on the ground, have them about a hips width apart, shoulders aligned with the hips, and as best you can, your ears aligned with the shoulders. And imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light, and it stretches from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just imagine you're lengthening. You can have your hands just very gently resting in your lap or wherever is comfortable for you. If your legs are in the regular cross-legged position, you can just prop something underneath your knees to support them. Be sitting right on top of your sits bones and try as best you can not to lean into the surface of what it is, the back of whatever it is you're sitting on. So try and hold ourselves up. And don't forget to breathe. And then bring your awareness to the crown of the head and just release if there's any tension there. You might not even notice that you have tension there until you instruct yourself to release tension. And then it's sort of like, oh yeah. Relax the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, back of the tongue. Back of the head. Back of the neck. Allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat. The chest and the belly and all of your limbs. Yeah, and just breathe. Be aware of sounds. Try not to follow them with the mind. And be curious about the extent to which your mind does want to run away with itself. Any excuse. And then just check what's going on for you this morning and meet it with a gentle heart and kindness, whatever it is. So, as Coral was talking, the elements are out of balance there in the Colorado River. And it's one of the main water sources in the United States. So it can, for some people, they get terribly anxious about the environment. But the best that we can do is keep ourselves, our own elements, our own environment, in balance as best we can. And then somehow that will spread out. And while we can't control what's going on in our own jurisdiction, our own little, what our politicians are up to, the programs they put in place to some extent. But what we can control is what's going on in our mind. So just allow the thoughts that are in your mind to arise, to abide, and to just, trail away rather than us following our thoughts. Sometimes our thoughts take us to places that we probably shouldn't be going unaccompanied. Like a dark alley on a dark night. So in a way, you can take your own hand and very gently bring yourself back if you feel like your mind is wandering off track. You take a breath, regroup, and just watch your thoughts from a more objective standpoint. And then bring to mind all the people of our life, our loved ones, the ones we don't like so much, and our strangers. And again, in this context of impermanence, remember they can all change place at any time. So in a way, when a person passes, the memory of who they were is always going to be in our heart. The consciousness will be in our heart, of the consciousness of that human that they were, that we knew. And then they'll move on. There'll be a new and the same consciousness in a new body. Might not meet them again, or we might. But that's a relationship that will change. And they're all equal, their wish to be happy, their wish to be free from suffering, and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. So I'll share on Medicine Buddha. So you can imagine Medicine Buddha above the crown of your head. Now, if all that detail that's in front of you is a little bit more than you want to manage this morning, you can just imagine a ball of blue light. He's sitting on a moon disk, and this is resting in the center of an open lotus. He's got his legs crossed in the full Vajra or full lotus position. He's facing the same way as you. His body is made of this beautiful blue light, color of sapphire. And every aspect of this image in front of you is above your head, is made of light and radiates light. His right hand, or the back of the right hand, is resting on his right knee in the gesture of granting sublime realizations, and is holding the stem of an aurora plant between the thumb and first finger. So the thumb and first finger are touching, and in yoga they call this the chin mudra. In our tradition, it's the gesture of granting sublime realizations. He's wearing the 3 saffron robes of a monk and has all the signs and marks of a fully enlightened Buddha. It's a beautiful smiling face. He's looking at you and all those other beings in your life equally, with acceptance, no critical thoughts. He's accepting you exactly as you are. So just imagine this beautiful blue light Buddha, healing Buddha, compassionate Buddha above the crown of your head. You can also imagine the mind of your teacher is there. And really understand that this medicine Buddha is the embodiment of all enlightened beings, their sublime qualities, and try and feel the peace and compassion emanating from him. And it's also emanating out to all the beings, also emanating down to you. Imagine those rays of light, blessing your body, your mind. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Do the 4 immeasurables. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment and anger that holds some close and others distant. To the Bhagawan Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, medicine guru, king of sapphire light, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. To the Bhagawan Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, medicine guru, king of sapphire light, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. To the Bhagawan Tathagata Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, medicine guru, king of sapphire light, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. So now imagine infinite rays of radiant white light flowing down from the heart and the mind, the body of the medicine Buddha. And this fills your body and your mind and purifies all disease and afflictions. The causes of all our problems are our delusions, negative karma, obscurations. And imagine that all these negativities leave your body in the form of thick black liquid like engine oil. And your body becomes as clean and clear as crystal. You can also imagine that all the other beings are being purified in the same way. So any of your friends, all the elements of the Colorado mountains, the Colorado River. Imagine all the negativities, all the, in many of these indigenous cultures would say that elements are out of balance, that the local spirits, the local landlords are displeased. So maybe to try and purify some of that. O Taya Tao Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham Taya Tao Bekanze Bekanze Moha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham Taya Tao Bekanze Bekanze Moha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham Taya Tao Bekanze Bekanze Moha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham Taya Tao Bekanze Bekanze Moha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham Taya Tao Bekanze Bekanze Moha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham Taya Tao Bekanze Bekanze Moha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham. Now imagine light flowing from Medicine Buddha and fills your body again, except this time brings all the realizations of the path to enlightenment and all the qualities of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And you can imagine that the same is happening to all the other beings. And feel that you and all the other beings have actually received these excellent qualities and the inspiration and the blessings of the Medicine Buddha. And imagine that the land around you, wherever you are, whichever part of the world or United States that you are, imagine the land and all the little creatures, the spirits, all being blessed by Medicine Buddha. Om Taya Tam Bekanze Bekanze Ma Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham Taya Tam Bekanze Bekanze Ma Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham Taya Tam Bekanze Bekanze Ma Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham Taya Tam Bekanze Bekanze Ma Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham Taya Tam Bekanze Bekanze Ma Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham Taya Tam Bekanze Bekanze Ma Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham Taya Tam Bekanze Bekanze Ma Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samangate Soham. Imagine the Medicine Buddha now melts into light and absorbs to your heart. And your mind becomes one with all the enlightened minds of the Buddha, all the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, your teachers, and your teachers' teachers. And let your mind rest for a moment in a state that's completely clear and peaceful and free from its usual busy thoughts and conceptions. And just know that that space is your true nature. That is who you really are. And let's just dedicate all the merit, positive energy you've created doing the meditation, so that brings true physical and mental health and happiness to all sentient beings. Make strong prayers for the elements in your own body to balance, the elements in the environment around you to come to balance. All right, everybody. Lots of love. I will see some of you this evening. Do take care between now and then. And many, many thanks. And thank you, Mary, for hosting.